What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about SoFi. I want to go over some of the current data points, what is really affecting SoFi, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. SoFi is having a pretty epic day, up 4.31%. A very volatile day though, so 719 the low, 756 the high. And we have roughly around 30 minutes left in the trading day. So it's like we've been here before, especially with it sitting at 750. It is fair to assume maybe it might get pushed down sub 750, and it might be happening already. But going to go over some things. Starting off, you did have Powell speaking at that whole Jackson Hole Symposium today. And so he kind of said some fears about labor, but in reality, I think the very strong takeaway was that the Feds are going to have rate cuts. And so you can kind of see it did go up from 24 to now 36.5% of a likelihood of a 50 basis point cut and 63.5% likelihood of a 25. So again, even if we do have a 25, the November 7th is representing a 50 basis point cut. So all in all, roughly between these two meetings alone, 75 basis points. So that is going to be absolutely epic for the broader market. And this is why, just based on my watch list, you do see a lot of growth stocks really reacting in a positive way to all this. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. No actual news from the company itself whatsoever. There was this SEC form, this 144 that was submitted after hours yesterday. I already did bring that up in my pre-market video though. As of right now, shorts are somewhat admitting defeat. We'll just have to wait and see if they kind of pick back up near the tail end, the last 15 minutes as what they typically do. But currently they are returning 279,000 shares. 17.07% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 178.7 million shares overall are being shorted. Maybe shorts might not step up their game because whatever broker out there that was always causing it to go negative, they seem to have maybe taken the day off, changed their mentality. I'm not really sure. Powell could have had some kind of change to that as well. So cost to borrow minimum is currently 0.35%. So yeah, interesting stuff. We'll just have to wait and see what does happen in the last, I guess now 25 minutes. Looking at options, a lot of money is getting into SoFi through options. 5.25 million in calls, 1.42 million in puts. But 44% of all the options being done so far today are optimistic and bullish. And right now, this is the current layout for the call options that are being purchased. So you do see a lot of optimism for the September 6th chain for it to be in excess of 850. So there is a little bit more optimism starting to flow back into SoFi. This is the current interest though. This is the bread and butter that we all care about. So right now, 28,000 at that $7 strike price. So regardless, I think it is fair to assume that SoFi is going to close above 7. So at least 2.8 million shares is going to be purchased most likely on Monday by market makers. So that's something to at least look forward to. Whether it closes above or at, so again, if it closes at 750, then it'll be considered in the money. So if it closes at 750 or above, then another 36,000 in open interest will be done for that. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Right now, it seems to be flirting with just getting dragged down a little bit. So it's going to be a fun old time, deja vu as usual. These are some of the transactions that did occur so far on the secondary market above $100,000. So you saw some selling first thing right there. One big one as well. So 1.09 million that did attribute in it kind of staying low to that $7.19 range. Then you have seen a lot of buying. That's clearly right here. So very interesting stuff. This is why I like to follow a lot of the data and everything else. And if SoFi is actually able to close above 750, just saying it out loud, this is going to be the second back-to-back win for SoFi. So I think that's a pretty big accomplishment. Looking here, these are all the transactions occurring on the dark pools. Dark pool is very active today, so you do have a couple big ones, 3.009, 1.24, 1.24. Most likely that's the same entity right there. And yeah, all of these transactions, like I said in the past, my apologies, I do go through this relatively fast. So feel free to pause it, read through it, do what you need to do. But yeah, very popular exchange. Right now though, with it at 750, it is slightly above this R3. I'm looking at the 4-hour chart right now, just so you guys are aware. So most likely, if I was to give a prediction on where it might be closing in the last 20 minutes, I would say between this R3 and that $7.49 mark, because I feel like shorts might really ensure that SoFi doesn't have that 36,000 expiring in the money. So we'll just have to wait and see what does happen. That's my prediction. You guys do whatever you want. Don't listen to me. I'm not a financial advisor, of course, but on the actual chart itself, let's look right here. It is higher percentile of the Bollinger Band. Stochastic, as I've indicated, is considered rather overbought. So the first sign of weakness, you will see a significant pullback in SoFi, but still I think generally that would be very healthy for SoFi. And so far, I don't think there's anything planned or coming out that could cause some negativity specific to SoFi. And number of retail investors have been absolutely loving what's been happening with SoFi. So they've been buying ever since the 6th. So if you are part of this group that has been buying, give yourself a shout out in the comments below. If you have been selling, what have you been doing? And what is your thoughts and takeaway from Powell and what he did say? Like I said, I think generally it was mixed. Some sectors did pull down because I think he did kind of let's say, some negativity associated to labor, which could result in more of a recession. But for a lot of growth stocks, I think the focal point was rate cuts. And based on everything, things are moving up. So based on this, again, so this would represent a 75 basis point cut. It was yesterday 7.3. 1 month ago, it was 0. Now it is 13.8. So honestly, having 75 basis points of a cut between these two meetings would be epic. Absolutely amazing for the broader market. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. Hopefully everyone has a good weekend ahead of them. And with all that, appreciate all of you watching.